शिक्षण प्रसारक मंडळ चापोली, संजीवनी महाविद्यालय चापोली, affiliated by स्वामी रामानंद तीर्थ मराठवाडा University, Nanded. Good morning all the student of class BSc FY, subject Zoology, paper number 4, name of the paper Developmental Biology, semester 2nd, unit number 2nd. In this second topic, regeneration in the chordate. Today's topic is the regeneration in the chordate, presented by myself, Dr. Thorat Mandakini Manohar, Assistant Professor and HOD of Zoology Department. Dear student, in the last period, we see the embryonics development, that is the frog embryology, types of eggs, etc. Then we see in this period regeneration in the chordate. Then what is the regeneration? This is also the content, introduction, mechanism of regeneration. In this introduction, regeneration is the reactivated of development in the post-embryonic life to restore the missing tissue. Also, the ability to regenerate lost part is present throughout the animal kingdom, but to various events. Among the invertebrate, regeneration power is especially more in the sponges, coelenterate, flatworm, and the tunicate. Among the vertebrate, the power of generation is limited to the regeneration of limbs, jaws, gills, and tail, while in the higher vertebrate, it is limited to healing of damaged tissue only. That is, the regeneration does in the fact take place in the different species and can occur in the four major ways. First is the stem cell mediated regeneration. Stem cell allow an organism to regrow certain organs or the tissue that have been lost. Example, continual replacement of blood cell from the hematopoietic stem cell in the bone marrow. Second is the epimorphosis. In some species, adult structure can undergo differentiation, form a relatively undifferentiated mass of the cells that redifferentiate to form the new structure. For example, Flammarian flatworm regeneration and regeneration of the amphibians limbs. Third is the morphoresis. Here the regeneration occurs through the repartitioning of the existing tissue and there is the little new growth, for example, regeneration in the hydra. Fourth is the compensatory regeneration. Here the differentiated cell divide but maintain their differentiated function. Each cell produces the cells similar to itself. No mass of undifferentiated tissue forms. This type of regeneration is characteristic of the mammalian liver. Next is the epimorphic regeneration of salamander limb. Salamander accomplish epimorphic regeneration by the cell de-differentiation to form a regeneration blastema. The blastema arise from the originally differentiated tissue, which then proliferate and redifferentiate into the new limb part bones. Dermis and cartilage just beneath the site of amputation contribute to the regenerating blastema. In this also the figure, we see the regeneration of salamander forelimb. Formation of the apical ectodermal cap and regeneration blastema. Epidermal cells from the remaining stump migrate to cover the wound surface, forming the wound epidermis. During the next 4 days, the extracellular matrices of the tissues beneath the wound epidermis is degraded by the proteases, liberating the single cells that undergo the dramatic differentiation. Bone cells, fibroblasts, and mycocytes all lose their differentiated characteristics and becomes undifferentiated mesenchymal cells. This cell mass is the regenerating blastema. After the mesenchymal cells have formed the blastema, the developing appendage assumes a conical shape. The wound epidermis thickens to form the apical epidermal cap, which is acts similarly to the apical cap of the embryonic limb bone. That is also in the figure. See 2 days, 5 days, and 7 days. Regeneration in the larva, forelimb of the spotted salamander, Amphiostoma maculatus. 8 days, 9 days, and 10 days. That is also the C in the figure. Then proliferation of the blastema cells, the requirement for the nerve and the AEC. The growth of the regeneration blastema depends on the presence of both the apical ectodermal cap and nerves. The AEC stimulate the growth of the blastema by secreting the figure just as the apical ectodermal ridges does in the normal limb development, but the effect of AEC is the only possible if the nerves are present. Regeneration of the new limb depends on the new anterior gradient protein NAG. This protein can cause the blastema cell to proliferate in the culture, and it permits the normal regeneration in the limbs that have been denerved. And is also the regeneration of the new limbs depend on the NAG. A means that is a limb is degenerated. A weak and factor is amputated after the 3 days, 5 days. NAG is electrophoreted into the blastema. We indicate that is a result. The nerved amputated limb remain a stump if not giving NAG. The limb that is given NAG regenerate tissue and proximal distal polarity. How do the blastema cell know their proximal and distal level? The anterior posterior axis is established by the sonic hedgehog activation and the graded expression of the HOXD series of genes. The proximal distal axis is re-established using the retinic acid RA-HOA gene fibroblast growth fact, just as in the developing limbs. The retinic acid is synthesized in the wound epidermis of the regenerating limb and forms a gradient along the proximal, distal, and anterior posterior axis of the blastema. This RA gradient informs the cells of their position along that axis in the limb. So this is the regeneration in the chordate. Next period we see the next topic. Yes, goodbye the student.